All right, we're going to go through some iPad basics with your settings icon. This icon is found on the first page when you start your iPad. So what we're looking at are the general settings. When we go to general settings, something that we notice is this word about. If you open the about and look at it, it tells you the name of your iPad. It also will tell you the information about how much storage you still have left. If you have a problem with a notification coming up on your iPad that says you're out of storage, the About button is where you go to fix that problem. The other thing that we find as we look over here on the left-hand side is the iTunes and App Store. What you find here is your Apple ID. So you need to know your Apple ID when you're loading apps, and if you happen to reset your iPad, you have to go into iTunes and the App Store to set that back up. So if you have another problem, we look in the iTunes and App Store menu. So as we look through these pages, and I'm sorry that there's so many pages, but I couldn't figure out how to get these shots on here. The next part of your settings that's pretty important to know about is this privacy. The privacy icon tells you, or tells the iPad, how to keep things private. So when you load a new app and it has picture taking capabilities, it's going to ask, will you allow it to take pictures? If you don't push OK, then you have to go into the privacy setting and go to Photos, open this up, and you toggle over for the app you want. Same thing with microphone. The microphone in the photos is what you really use in privacy. If your app has a way for kids to talk on it, it will ask, when you open the app for the very first time, it will ask, allow the microphone to work. If you don't push OK, then when your kids go to record, a notification will come up and say, you can't record, you have to go into privacy, you have to open the microphone, and you have to toggle over and let that and allow that to record. So when you're troubleshooting, lots of times you need to go into this privacy, and you're really only looking for photos and microphone is where you're going to go. The next thing we're going to talk about is the mail, contacts, and calendars. When you set up your iPad, your Gmail address is right here. And these are the things that allow you to receive mail. If you change iPads, we can delete that mail account using this button. But the reason I'm showing you this is when you want students to send you some of their work, you need to go into Mail and you need to add an account, which is right here. So you open this up, and what will happen is you will get this screen. And these are the different mail accounts that you can look at. The mail account that you want is Google. And we can talk about how you can set up a separate Google account for your students to send you their work, since they don't have their own Google account. And the reason we do that is then your kids cannot get into your Google account, which would be your school email. We want them to be able to see that they sent you things in this Google account, and nothing else, unless you tell it, nothing else can get sent to this account. So we can talk about that. Hopefully this has helped you a little bit with some of the things on the settings, in the settings part of your iPad. You really only need to know about the privacy, the iTunes, and the mail. Some of the other things that are over here, you see sounds, that just talks about the sounds of your iPad. The Bluetooth is over there. The brightness is here. If you have a kid turning down their brightness, here's where you go and you can fix it. It'll show the battery life. And I don't think I have a a shot of general controls. Well, I have general controls, but up at the top of this, you have Bluetooth. You want to make sure your Bluetooth is off all the time because it just drains a lot of your battery. But we can talk about that later. Hope this was helpful.